Joining us now from the Foundation of the Defense of Democracy, Dr. Jonathan Schanzer. Jonathan, great to see you. We're very optimistic. It seems like a great moment. What are your biggest worries right now as we look to execute the deal that's framed out?
A couple things. I mean, first, let's just say this is an incredible day. Almost 2 years to the day after the war started, Donald Trump brings this to an end. So I think we've got a lot to celebrate. But I think, a couple things that I'm watching right now. Number one, Iran's not done with this war. There's probably another round with Israel coming. In other words, even if Hamas stops the war, Iran, its primary patriot, is still on the war path. They still want to destroy Israel. We're going to see another round. So, we have to keep an eye out on that. Donald Trump obviously has chastened the regime, but I don't know if it's done seeking those nukes, building those missiles, and certainly not trying to destroy the state of Israel. That is what this regime is built for. And so I'm still watching that. I'm concerned. The Houthis, we've been watching them. They've been firing missiles, and nothing is going to stop them from continuing to fire. If they want to, they may see this as a sign that maybe their war is ended because, well, quite frankly, the United States, Israel, they've been beating up on the Houthis every time they fired. So maybe they're willing to stand down, but it's not entirely clear. So we're watching all of that. And then just one other thing that I'm watching right now. I don't know who's getting released on the Palestinian side. I've heard rumors that there could be some senior people that are sitting in Israeli jails that have a lot of blood on their hands. That's the one thing that the right wing in Israel is watching for right now. I don't know if it's going to stop the deal, but you may hear some grumpiness out of Jerusalem a little bit later today.
Dr. Schanzer, how do you think this happened? Because we're dealing with a terrorist organization. We saw what Hamas did on October 7th. What made them want to sit down at the table? In the photos, you have a Hamas leader, the Hamas leader, smiling. How did the United States and these Arab countries get Hamas to agree to this?
Well, a couple things. Number one, Hamas was defeated a long time ago. They are a shadow of themselves. The United States continue to provide the weapons to Israel despite all the pressure, despite all of the condemnation all around the world. I think Donald Trump held his ground. It was a remarkable show of fortitude to stand by our ally and to let them finish this war. Hamas really couldn't continue fighting. They were too weak to fight, and I think they just needed a little push over the edge to finally quit this war, and I do think that that's what's happened. But I also think that, this all started, in my view, on September 9th. The Israelis launched an attack in the heart of Doha, Qatar. That's where the Hamas leadership was based. The Qataris thought that no one would ever hit them. No one would ever dare to do this. And the moment that happened, the moment the Israelis took that initiative, I think the Qataris looked around and they said, wait a minute, we need a little help here from the United States. We want protection. Can you offer us protection? And Donald Trump swooped in. I got to say, this was a stroke of brilliance. The man said, okay, we can help you. We can make sure that you're never attacked again. But you have to bring Hamas to heel. You've got to end this war. And that's what happened with Qatar.
Jonathan, it's such a brilliant point, and there is even that famous photo from a couple weeks ago of the President of the United States holding the phone as he passes it to Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, to make that apology to the Qataris. And from what I'm told with my sources in administration, that changed the whole thing around. It was a verbal conversation. I know it's just words, but it meant something to the Arab world.
Yeah, look, I kind of think that Benjamin Netanyahu in that call, it was a little bit like sorry, not sorry. I don't think he was truly apologetic, but it doesn't matter. It started a conversation that led to the end of this war. And it was interesting. You had a Hamas patron that came to the table and started to lean on their client. The same thing with the Turks, by the way. These are two countries that are not lovely at the end of the day. They're allies of the United States, but they were sponsors of terrorism. They were supporters of Hamas from day one, and they were not entirely in the tent. They were not trying to end the war. Donald Trump said, okay, I understand. You want to meet with me? You want access to me? You want the United States to help you? here's what I need from you. And I think, it was transactional,
right,
but it was transformational at the end of the day. And again, full credit to Donald Trump for understanding that there was a window there that he could force open.
Jonathan, such a great point, because 2 days before Prime Minister Netanyahu visited, the Turkish leader visited. And the fact is, when the president was able to get the prime minister on the phone with the Qatari officials, it showed the president had power and leverage with Israel. So therefore, he got instant credibility in this whole deal. Jonathan, great points. Thanks so much for kicking us off.
Thanks, Dr. Schanzer.
Pleasure.